Hola, ¿cómo está? Welcome to another episode of What She Said. Today, I am going to go in because this conversation has been boiling over, and I think it's frivolous, but men always have a different point of view than women. That's why we bring them on to balance out the conversation. Let me bring in my mom first. Miss Frost, how are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. Hey, everybody, what's up?
Glenn, owner of Apartment 4B, who lets us squat in his place every once in a while when I need a spot to film live and in living color. What's up, Glenn?
All is well. How you doing?
Good. And Darnell Jackson, former NBA player, friend of my friend, and he's coming in because I've never actually talked to him before, but I heard he got game and that he's going to bring us some knowledge to help enlighten us women who think differently. What's up, Darnell?
How you doing? Thank you for having me. I don't think I got game, but I'm going to try to do my best.
And that's what I heard. I heard you got game. It was like, he going to spit. My partner is going to spit. That's exactly what he said. So
all right.
He spoke highly of you. So if we have a couple other guests pop in and out tonight, we'll just welcome as they come. So let's get started with the conversation. Men. You and my mom are notorious for going out and getting drinks, okay? I'm just gonna tell you like that. We go out and men offer us drinks or to pay for stuff, and we don't think anything of it because I believe it's just a nice gesture. However, I want to ask you two gentlemen, if that's your girl, do you think it's inappropriate for her to be getting drinks paid for by a guy? Darnell, you could start first.
Am I with my girl? Are we out together?
She's
okay.
I'm by herself.
Honestly, no, I don't. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. If a guy comes and she's at the bar, I'm like, oh, let me buy you a round of drinks. But now, after that, she needs to cut that off because I don't want that to lead to anything else. He's trying to have a conversation. Oh, where you from? Or, oh, we should go out together and have drinks. That can lead into that direction.
So hold on now. You say you're okay with it, but it's a one drink max and minimum. That's it. You got one drink.
Yeah, just the because the conversation can lead into something else. Right. that first drink. Oh, where you from? Now you buzzed. Oh, I feel good. Come on now. You hear me, Glenn? Now you buzzed. Now you're okay to open up with this gentleman. You don't even know him. You don't know what his mindset is at that moment. You could have a ring on your hand and everything. Most guys don't care.
True. This is true. Glenn, you want to chime in?
Sure. I mean, there was a time in my life when I thought that that would be where it would have been a problem. But I think that was because of the level of insecurity that I had in myself. But today, I think it's perfectly fine. Buy a drink, buy 2 drinks, buy 3 drinks. I think that, it could only go somewhere if she allowed it to go somewhere. And I think that she could, if that's what she's going to do, she's going to do that whether she got 1 drink or if she was sober or if she, I think it's really about the woman. The men are going to do what they do. We're going to buy drinks. We're going to try to get the attention. We're going to posture, position ourselves to get some attention. And but it's up to you as a woman to define the boundaries, So, yeah.
Okay, Mom.
And I think
so are we to believe that whenever we go out,
save the money, baby?
Hold on, Glenn. Your phone cut out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, say that again.
What was the last thing you heard?
I heard save the money.
Yeah, save the money.
Back in.
Yeah, save the money. Let men be men. Show some chivalry. Show some, do what we do, and because it also feels good. Men feel good. Men want to be able to do nice things for people, especially women. We want to, right? And whether it goes anywhere or it doesn't, I think we're so accustomed to a level of rejection, right? That, that doesn't really matter much. There's many people who, I might have sent a drink over here or a drink over there. And, you don't expect that it goes anywhere. You're just trying to posture, and do the things that men do. So, that's my take on that.
So I guess this is for both of you, but Glenn, so, I mean, men, like Shanae said, men have really offered to buy us drinks and dinners and, hey, let me pay for your food or whatever, quite a bit throughout our lifetimes. So do we expect that they're really trying to date us or sleep with us? Or should we believe that every time a man does that, he wants something in return other than just being nice? You alluded, Glenn, that guys just sometimes don't want to be rejected. They just want to do something nice for you. The other gentleman said something else. So what are we supposed to think or feel if a gentleman does that?
Well, if we're going to be honest, at my time, if I'm getting you a drink, I'm looking for something out of that. We're going to have a conversation. I plan on getting to know you on a different type of level.
That is a fact.
We're not just going to have a drink and, have a good night. Nah. Like men are looking to, we're gonna go home and get some cheeks. That's what we're looking for.
Wait, from a drink?
We're gonna go home and get some cheeks.
From a drink?
You drunk, I'm drunk. Like, come on. Let's make it happen.
Hell no.
So
that's how most men think. Not all men. I'm just most men.
So I think his point is valid. I think that, if you go to the extent of purchasing a drink or, buying dinner, doing anything, I think that there's an underlying desire, right? There's something, you're trying to, like I say, you're trying to position yourself to get some attention, and that attention you want is for something, like it's something that you're trying to get out of it. Yes.
I'm gonna need you to look us in our eyes when you're talking. Stay focused on the phone so I can look in your eyes and hear what you're saying.
Can you not hear me?
I just need to see your eyes, sir.
Because you're looking around like you might be lying. That's what it's looking like. You might not be telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you,
nervous.
I'm multitasking. Y'all, if I knew what I was doing over here, y'all would understand. But it's all good.
I need you to not be paying bills and whatnot. I need you to stop and focus.
Right. I'm doing the books right now.
So
go ahead.
No, so Darnell, back to what you were saying though. Okay, so you said you're okay with your girl getting one drink. So is it really the drink or is it the conversation piece that comes with it? If he sends a drink and he doesn't come over, or if he comes over just says, hi, I wanted to introduce myself, I'm such and such, here's my card, whatever, let the bartender know whatever drinks they got, it's on me. You're okay with that as long as there's no conversation, or you just have a one drink max, like, okay, nigga, you're doing too much after this.
Facts. Like, it's just, okay, you got her a drink. No, that's enough. But, like Glenn said, it's the woman's job to let him know, like, yo, I got a man or I'm married. Most women don't. So if you don't, like, how do I supposed to know that if I'm pursuing you? So I'm gonna hold that conversation. I'm gonna see how far I can go with it. I don't care if you got the ring on or if you got a man, I'm gonna keep going. Now, till you tell me no, if you don't say anything, then it's a problem.
So wait, you're that guy then? You're the guy that don't care?
Back in the day, for sure. When I was young and dumb, yeah, I didn't have no sense. I didn't care. Like, I'm like, if I seen you out back in 2010 and 11, for sure, I'm ring and all. How you doing? Can I get you a drink? Now, if you say, oh, I'm married, I'm like, oh, I apologize. I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mom, how do you feel about if you have a man and a guy comes up and buys you a drink? And be honest, from a woman's perspective, do you feel like you're disrespecting your man if you accept the drink or the dinner being paid for or whatever he decides he wants to be cordial enough to take care of? Do you feel obligated to say, oh no, I have a man, I can't take this drink? Or are you taking the drink? Keep it 100.
I think you know the answer to that. I am learning so much these days, especially with our podcast.
No. But, the viewers don't know that. The viewers don't know. I asked you a question, ma'am, girl gets that pool. I asked you a question.
Yes. I will probably take the drink, and if you offer to pay for the meal, which plenty have done. I'll probably accept that graciously as well. And I wouldn't think that you're trying to do anything with me. I would think you're being kind. So call me naive.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dang. Why you do that? That was a whole, Glenn, you shook your whole head and your face got serious. And Darnell, you put your head down. Like, what had happened?
It sound good. It sound real good.
Because you got to know that if a guy is doing anything nice out of the, he's not.
We both said anything?
He's not Jesus. Like he's not walking the earth. Like he's trying to accomplish something. There's a mission that he's on, and it's just so happened that you're the target. So if he, but that doesn't mean that he's going to try to, or that he's going to, pursue you relentlessly. Like but he's definitely trying. So if it could start with just dinner, or just paying for your drinks. Picking up your tab, something light, but then, and then and that's kind of like I said, it's how it's like kind of like, he sent the signal, in the way that he knows how. And now it's for you to respond to that signal, but you gotta know that he's communicating something, right? Nobody's just out here just picking up tabs or, buying drinks for people for, just because.
For the fun of it.
At least I don't think so. I haven't met anybody that is just because. They're trying to accomplish something. Am I right?
Amen.
Okay.
We're sitting over here quiet because I ain't gonna lie. I always thought that it was just out of the kindness of his heart, or he just was like, oh, okay, is she over here having a good time with her friends? Send them a drink or whatever. I never thought nothing of it.
Are you the only person in the building having a good time? Everybody's there having a good time. It's something specifically about you that made him pick you to do something, to make that gesture. So you have to know there was something specifically interesting about that made him want to do
firsthand. I mean, one, you being a restaurant owner in the city of Atlanta, you are very aware that men will just buy drinks for people and walk out, or pay a tab and walk out. And you know what I'm saying? We've seen it, verified it, know that it does happen. And I mean, the one
not likely.
Huh?
It can happen and it happen. It can happen and it does happen, but it's not likely. Right? Like it's something that happens. It's like those one-offs, here and there you might have, it's not the norm. It's definitely not the norm. Most times if a guy is going to buy something, he's going to get back to that moment, or to get reacquainted. He's going to figure it out somehow.
Okay.
But he's going to try.
Okay.
Wow. So how do you guys feel when you offer to buy a drink and the woman says, no, thank you? Just no, thank you, without anything extra. How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
You don't take it personal?
No, why would I? It's fine. You don't want to drink it, so it's okay.
On to the next.
No, I wouldn't say on to the next. I'm just gonna go about my business.
Yeah, I mean, but it is on to the next one. I mean, for me, I mean, like that's we it's a numbers game, right? Like, so, it's what it is. If you don't want the drink, somebody else is gonna take, or it's gonna be the next. Somebody else is gonna come along that's gonna capture attention, and she's gonna be the one that takes the drink. So.
But okay, so if we go back to the T.I. interview that we did first, one of the things he explained in the interview was that it's being a player. He was like, I could send you a bottle. He did the send her a bottle of my finest, or send a bottle of y'all finest liquor. And he was like, it's me being player. Like, I don't have to sit there and drink it with you, was his exact words. But me sending you a bottle is me being player, just to show you, I can, and I'm doing this nice. And he was like, and I might bounce and never see you again. That's a player.
I might bounce. I might.
Right. Like, he said, I don't have to sit there and drink it with you.
But it's not likely. He might bounce. Most of the time, he's not. If a man goes out his way to do anything nice for a woman, for the most part, he is trying to accomplish something, whether it's get your number, whether it's, you know, see you again. Yeah, get your number, see you again, take you home that night, you know, something. He's trying to accomplish something. Now you got brothers like T.I. who might, you know, so now you got to talk about the, you know, the different levels of player too, right? Like you got brothers like a T.I. who's, you know, a millionaire, right? Who has the ability to just spread love and not necessarily care, you know, what kind of what the return is on the love that he's dishing out. Like, right? Like, because he might have 5 women that's downstairs waiting for him, you know, to come downstairs. So, you know, you have certain brothers who are, you know, who can send a bottle across the room and who can not necessarily look for anything in return. And who will. But that's a different level of, I think, that's just a different level. It's a different energy. It's a different man, right? Like most brothers we're talking about the norm, I think, you know, where I said it's probable, but unlikely. Most brothers are not doing that, you know, but you do have those instances where like a T.I. might say, yo, yeah, you know what? Send a bottle over to that table, you know, and it'd be received, and, you know, he might forget about it in the next moment, you know, but that's not likely.
And I think here's the part that I want men to understand is if what you're saying is, if what you two gentlemen are saying, then that's going to make, then you have the women that everything that you do, now we're defensive. Oh, you trying to fuck? You send me a bottle, or you know what I'm saying? You send me a glass, and then that brings in a different energy. Whereas I'm going to be appreciative because I don't think that you want nothing from me. Now you might be like, yeah, I'm doing this so I get your number, or so I can take you out, or I said, but beyond that, I'm not thinking sex at all. Darnell, you said then you try and get some cheeks at the end of the night. So I'm like, but that's not even crossing my mind. So I'm not coming across defensive because I don't think that you want. I'm not thinking that you're thinking that. So me hearing you say that makes me feel like I need to think differently about every drink that gets sent or every time.
Right, I don't mean to cut y'all, but it's just like if you're at the bar and I walk up and I get a drink and your cup is empty and I see that and I'll offer you a drink, you're gonna say thank you, right? Right. So that's my invitation. We're gonna have this conversation. Okay. Then what is the conversation gonna lead to? What do you do? Where you from? You have any kids? Oh, you got a business card? Oh no, I don't, but I got social media. I got you on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Like, it's just, oh, that's an invitation. Like, I got you. Now I'm gonna pursue you. I'm gonna keep pursuing you until you tell me, like, oh, you know what, I'm okay, I got a man. So right. If you don't tell me that, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you till you break.
That's it.
That's just true.
That's the mentality. That is the mentality that we have. Like, that's our mentality, that persistence is gonna overcome the resistance. You just gotta stay down. Stay down till you come up.
Right. Oh, we've heard a new one now. That is so both of you mean to tell me that throughout your lives, and I imagine how old are you guys, in your 40s?
No, I'm 35.
Huh?
35.
Okay. So you mean to tell me throughout you guys' lives you've never gone into a club and just for no reason took care of a bill for somebody? You always had an agenda? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
It's not an agenda. Like, I didn't been in plenty of places where I'm with, you know, you got a group of girls, or if you might see somebody having, you know, a party or something, and I'm like, okay, man, they don't have any more drinks. They don't have a bottle. I'm like, yo, can you send a bottle over there? And they might come back and say, oh, thank you. And like what Glenn was just saying, I'm not going to think nothing of it. I'm just doing something nice for them that night. Right. Now, I'm not going to walk in that group and be like, oh, which one of y'all going tonight? Who to work? No, you know, it don't work like that.
Good.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, no, hell no. No way. My mama, she taught me better than that. But this is one thing that my mom used to always beat in my head. And the older that I got and the more smarter that I got about how strong women are, I truly believe that no man should ever be alone. And my mom used to always, because she had me at 15, she's like, Darnell, don't trust women, don't trust girls. Girls ain't nothing but cum catchers. She's always tell me that. So when the older I got and when I got into the professional world, that's how I used to always look at women at that, because I was so young and that's all I knew. I'm like, oh, she don't want nothing from me but sex. So okay, let me give you that, and I'm gonna go the other way. And it's like, oh, why you didn't call me? Huh? Why would I call you? It was a one night stand. I'm not looking for a relationship. So it's a mental thing with most men. I would say it's like an emotional decision on how men are feeling at night. Like, I want to get drunk and see how many women I can get in here tonight.
We both like dead ass silent, like, well.
No, I mean, there's some levels to that right there, that you were basically taught that women were only up for whatever, that they just wanted to have sex. That's interesting. Right. And you said your mom had you at 15?
Yes, ma'am.
I had Shanae at 15 and a half. So that's an interesting perspective.
But you had a girl, I'm on her, I was on her only boy at that time. So it was just, no, Darnell, don't do that. Don't trip. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, what? Then, when I found my one, it was just like, oh, like my mom had me twisted. So the one I have now, she definitely slowed me all the way down.
That's good. No, I'm gonna read you guys. I asked Deon Sanders the same question today. Let me tell you what his response was. Said, are you okay with your girl accepting drinks from a stranger at a bar? He said, no, unless she's desperate for attention and trying to get hit or thirsty. I was like, well, damn, why she gotta be thirsty? He is like, not from a nigga she don't know. Then he said, when a nigga give, he's thinking Bible. Give and he shall receive.
That sound like Deon.
I don't know how he worked in a Bible quote with what we're talking about, but he managed to do that. So moving on, since we got to the point now, we're past the point. I understand, for the most part, men don't think that a woman should just be flooded with drinks and conversation if she has a man. I got that. So another topic that I put on my page and I feel passionately about is when a woman should expect or think that man wants to go together. Like, I always crack the joke, if we have sex, we go together. And so
because women get emotional attached though. Huh? You guys are more emotional than men.
So if you know that, right? So if men know that women are more emotional than men are, why wouldn't that be taken into consideration with every sexual encounter?
Because it's a mind game. I just said it's a mental game.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's okay, Mom.
Say it again.
So if men know that women are more emotionally attached, and so we're not just, even though we're talking, whether it's a one night stand or whatever, there's an emotional attachment to everybody we sleep with. So I always I have the joke, and it's a joke, but it's dead ass serious. Like, nigga, if we sleep together, we go together, just so you know.
Right.
I don't care what you say to follow. I told you before we did it, we go together. And I'm going to expect a certain amount of treatment, a level of access, blah, 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 because we went there, especially if we're doing it on a regular. And so I'm like, if you guys know this, right? You know this about women. At this point, you're grown. You know this. Why even go that route and then talk about the headache that comes with it if you're not willing to, in some way, shape, or form, commit to something in that relationship and going to the next level in some way?
Well, it's a good question. Why? Because we don't care.
Damn. That's brutal.
Mom said, damn.
Because it's not about what you want. It's about what we want. Right? And that pleasure is what we're after. That sex, that notch under our belt, that, that conquer and, seek, destroy, like, that's what we're after. And, your emotional hangups or, the way you view sex or the way you view the relationship thereafter means nothing, unless that's what we want. But most of the time it's not. And so therefore, y'all left holding the bag,
That's why y'all be getting y'all shit keyed and shit like that. That's why. But anyways, Darnell, what was you gonna say?
That's brutal. That's all I have.
Why are you shaking
It
your
is. That's man.
But is,
Damn, Glenn.
but is it real?
damn player?
Dang, Glenn, I thought you was the nice guy. I retract that.
Yeah, but I'm here to be honest too, right? Like it's
Right.
about keeping it a buck, right?
Right.
Darnell?
I don't know if I can follow that up right there. Because he was like, men don't care. I can say I can agree with him on that. Like some men probably just don't give a shit. You know, it's just like, man, you telling him like, oh, we go together, but in his mind, he's like, I'm about to leave all this work alone and just stay with you. And y'all live in Atlanta. And I loved ATL. So there's no way. There as a single man, if I was single, there's no way I can live in Atlanta and just have one girl. There's no way.
Are you serious?
There's no way. How am I subtle? Like if I'm like 23, 24, 25, there's no way.
If you're 40, 45.
I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm not, come on now. I'm probably at that time, I'm probably gonna need a blue pill.
Oh.
You know, like I'm cool. I'm gonna settle down, I'm gonna have some kids. I want somebody to scratch my head, scratch my back, heal my wounds. I don't want to be running around bed to bed. That shit dead.
Okay,
Right.
so it is an age thing, is what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Glenn, you agree with that?
Because there's levels in life. You know, we all go through maturity, we all go through life experiences. So, you know, high school, college, you know, you go into your field or whatever you do, you're going out, you meet certain people, certain parties, and you're gonna do certain things in your life that, damn, you think back like, damn, I really was doing that. And the older you get, I don't want to get to the point where I'm 50 years old and I'm single and I'm still sleeping with all these women. Like I want to be whole. I want to be a unit with somebody. You know, and that's what God, a lot of men have to think, we don't think about that. We just think about at that moment, I'm gonna get this rock off and I'm gonna go home.
Damn.
And you're 35?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're able to say that? That's comforting.
God honest truth, I'm 10 feet under already with my wife. I'm not going nowhere. No way.
Wow.
No
So
way.
what made her the one? Because it sounds like you were a real player for real.
I was an asshole. Like my mom used to always say I was a jackass. She used to always say, Darnell, why is always the pretty girls with the green eyes? And I'm like, shit, I don't know, mom. Like, you know, but I use that as an advantage because, you know, I'm not ugly. You know, most women love tall, dark, handsome young men, you know, and I use that. And when I met her, it was just an altercation in Miami. We wasn't talking at the time, and I seen another man grab her hand, and I'm just like, shh. And I put my life on the line. I'm just like, yeah, if you're willing to die for this woman, put a ring on it and sit down, be still, you know, enjoy life. And now we got these two beautiful, badass kids running around the house.
That part, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Was there something with all the women you've probably seen in your life? Was there something magical about her besides the physical altercation that you prevented?
It took me 7 months to break her.
What does that mean, to break her?
To have sex.
7 months.
She gave me hell. No. And you know, she's Dominican, so they wasn't raised that way.
Which way?
Not giving it up on the first night.
Right.
You know, and family, it's always about family.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like, since I'm in the league at that time, I'm like, oh, she gonna give me this. Nah. She put up a fight, a good one. So it gave me like, I'm like, damn, like she the one. Like for you not to lay down with me the first night or the second night or the third night for 7 months, and she kept me walking around on eggshells, and I'm just like, yeah, you need to keep her.
Mm. So you actually full on dated her for 7 months, like taking her out, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was still an asshole at that time, but yeah, I still made, you know, we're men make mistakes, you know, but,
right. Which means you probably saw other people in between.
I tried.
You didn't have blue balls, is what she's saying. You ain't just walking around with your balls blue because you was waiting for 7 months.
Yeah.
Right.
My shits almost fell off at one point. I almost gave up. I'm like, you better hurry up, girl. They knocking at the door.
So, Mom, do you think a majority of men think like Glenn, where they're like, we just don't care? That's why we know that you're emotional. We know that you're going to get attached and we're going to move a certain way because we don't care? Or do you think that just from your experience that men, depending on who they're dealing with, care or don't care, depending on how you present yourself? I don't know.
I think you do start to feel like men don't care, like Glenn said, but I also think it's a timing thing. I think if you meet a guy at the time and space where he's ready to be a unit and to have someone permanent in his life, and he meets you and the chemistry and the energy is there and he's feeling it, I think there's nothing that will stop him from committing. But I think there is something to maybe being in certain cities where there's a plethora of choices and beautiful women that some men can't stop at one, and they can't see themselves saying, yeah, let me just be with her. So they're all over the place. But as you know, the women in our sister circle would probably agree with what Glenn said, that most of them are assholes and they really just don't give a shit about our feelings or whatever else. And that's kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of eye-opening and sad.
Damn.
What do you say?
It is the truth.
Oh, Glenn, I believe you. I don't believe that you would spit nothing less than the truth. So help you God, at least not to me. So it's
that's eye-opening.
That's why I say just don't sleep with nobody. Don't give nobody nothing. Nah. Yeah, you can buy a drink
but y'all want to have sex too.
Huh?
Y'all want to have sex too.
Yeah, but and we go back to what you were talking about, even down to the drinks. It's the intent. It's not that I don't want to have sex. It's that I don't want to have sex with somebody that's not going to care about me when it's over. Because my having sex with you is my way of showing you that you're different than the other 332 people that bought me drinks in the past 45 days. So I'm saying this conversation, this engagement, this movement, I'm showing you that I care. That's why I'm letting you in my space in this capacity. You're saying, well, those other, whatever drinks I sent you, the food I bought you, the dates I took you on, really is only getting me to the point where I could get this nut off and then keep it moving. And that shit makes it traumatizing. To be honest with you.
The challenge is really about communication, right? It's really about open, honest communication prior to anything transpiring, right? Like whether it's all right, the drink is really just the icebreaker. It's my way of saying, hey, I'm over here, hi. And then, your response is, what I'm going to feed on, and I'm going to follow up based on the way that if you give me an opening, then I'll follow up. And then that game plays, right? It's like the dance. It's a dance after that. And, I'm doing my part, you doing your part, right? At the moment where we decide that we're going to have sex, I would imagine that, at this point, as a woman and as a man, that there's some communication that's happening, that informs both people on what to expect thereafter, right? And so if there's not, then you're just expecting somebody to behave a certain way. It's just fault. It's bad to have some expectations that you never, you shouldn't have the expectations. It's just like, you just shouldn't have them. You shouldn't have them. And the same for a man. Like a man shouldn't expect that we go together, or that, it's going to be a follow-up phone call, as trivial as that might seem, like, that there's a follow-up tomorrow, that we get to talk again tomorrow because we had sex today. You have to have communication. Like, you got to talk about, what it is that we're doing. Like, what, at this point, at this age, where it's no longer just, just you know, it's just no longer like the hot pursuit for you guys as women. Men, we could do this shit forever, like honestly, you know, but with women, you know, especially when y'all get to this point where it's like, all right, I'm ready to settle down, I'm ready to have a family, ready to have some babies, I want to do that, I want to do that. You know, men get there too. And so I'm not saying that men don't, because clearly you have an example in Darnell and myself where, you know, I'm not married yet, but, you know, we're in these relationships where, you know, we're committed relationships, right? So, you know, I think that, you know, there has to be some good communication. There has to be some real communication before y'all take those next steps and give of yourself in that way. And that way you don't have, and then you justify when things don't necessarily work out the way that y'all talked about. It's like this contract, you breached the contract. Now, yeah, you got all justification to go key the nigga car. You know what I'm saying? You right, because you broke the contract, bro, you know? But if y'all don't have a contract, then it's just like, you know, shit, we free agents. Everybody out here just doing what they do.
Man, your honesty is so raw, but I'm taking it all in. And you know, Glenn, you mentioned we want sex too, and Shanae touched on it. We absolutely do. It's nice to have physical touch and to have companionship, but personally, it's been almost a year for me. And the peace of mind without having to worry about all the shit you just talked about. Is he going to call the next day? Do we really have something? Where is this leading to? Why didn't he answer my text? All that bullshit is eliminated when you take sex out of the picture. And I've been on quite a few dates and I feel so good not having that peace, that my peace disrupted from that. And so we do, as women, we do have to get to a space where it's like all those emotions you feeling because he's fine and the conversation's great and, oh, we've been on 6 dates and this feels so good. We really do have to have clarity based on what you guys are saying, that it's hella risky for us to venture out and become physical because the odds are against us unless he's mentally there, that it's not nothing. It's truly not nothing to you guys after it's over, unless you're in a space where it is.
Well, damn, Mom. Y'all niggas is depressing. I ain't doing no more podcasts after today. That's over. I'm ending this shit.
Well, this is exactly why
I had joy before I goddamn got on this podcast. I'm about to sit over here and just drinking my sorrows away.
Forget dating and relationships.
I think the podcast is, especially around this topic, is healthy when you can find, you know, people who have a perspective and who are willing to be honest, you know, about, you know, what they truly believe. I think what we do is, man, we tend to posture too much in front and say the shit that we think y'all want to hear. And, you know, because even in that, it's like, you know, nigga still trying to mac. Nigga on a podcast sitting up trying to mac, you know, but, you know, it's whack because, you know, the information is what's really like the lack of information is really what's destroying the relationships, you know, and because y'all thinking something as women, y'all think something, y'all have this idea of what men are doing or not doing or thinking and not thinking. And then the same is for us. We think this about what y'all are saying. And it's just like this miscommunication thing, this misunderstood thing is huge. It's huge. You know, like y'all, we be on totally different planes with our thoughts. And then we try to come together. And it's really like, you know, a MacBook and a PC, you know, like we on two different operating systems. So we can't really function together, you know? So, you know, I think the podcast is a real critical piece, especially when you have, you know, the platform and you allow people to really just talk, say it like it is, you know? So I salute it.
I appreciate you both coming on here. I think I'll give the final word. What I learned, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, is that one, when it comes to sleeping together, you could say you go together, you could say whatever you want, but the intent of the man is what's going to be the final say in how it moves after that situation. And I said this earlier to a friend of mine, most women that have sex with you, I don't care if it's a one night stand or if they made you wait 7 months or a year or 3 years or whatever that number is, we're making you wait or we're giving it to you because we want something after it that looks more like a relationship than it does. I took advantage of your weakness, or I took advantage of your time, or I took advantage of your naiveness that made me say, oh, I could get her if I just pursue a little harder, do a little more. And for women, that often is devastating. And that's why you see all these posts, niggas ain't shit, niggas ain't this, blah, 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 because our intent was different than your intent going in. And so when we started the podcast, what she said, it was like, let's bring in men to balance out what we think and what's really going on. And so my mom kind of pointed out earlier when she said, well, I don't think anything of it. When I go to the bar, if you want to pay for a drink or you want to pay for this. And then Darnell was like, yeah, but let me tell you what I'm thinking. And to be honest with you, that's never crossed my mind. So this is why we have these conversations. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little depressed. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna say thank y'all for coming on, Glen. You a special nigga. I'm just like, but I appreciate your honesty because I couldn't have got it nowhere else. That's why I invited you on, because I know you was gonna keep it all the way 9,010 raw. And goddamn, next time put a condom on because that shit was a little too raw for me.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming out, tuning in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. What she said. This week is late because we did it live, but I appreciate y'all. Mom, you want to say something to wrap it up?
Hey, tonight we got two versions. We got the Glen version, and then we also saw that a man in his 30s who's handsome and apparently successful could fall in love and claim one woman as his own. So there's still hope.
Amen.
Amen. Church and Tabernacle. Thank you, gentlemen. Signing off.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.